Good morning. Well, Sunday's video was magical. And of course, we missed every one of you that couldn't make it. Jill said she could feel your souls, and I think we could. But it was just a special time for the four of us, and I want to try to communicate it as best I can, and also to be able to give you the next assignment. Homework. Some people are calling it homework. Okay, so we started off with our lines, and I just we took them in and really didn't just read them, but really felt through them. And people were also talking about how they experienced the meditation that they were in. And then some people said, "Oh, I haven't listened to that meditation," so that stimulated a lot of conversation. But Tino sent in, "Treat every moment as a precious gem. Once you hold it and view its beauty, then place it back. Place it back down from the place that you picked it up. Let it go back on Mother Earth and give its energy back to the universe." We all just sighed after that. I'll read it again. "Treat every moment as a precious gem. Once you hold it and view its beauty, then place it back down upon the place you first saw it, and let it be there to give the energy back to the universe." And it was a little poetry in the meditation there, it sounds like. The next one was from Paula, and this is so Paula. It was from the meditation, Soft, Sweet, and Smooth. It says, "When we soften our bodies, you may realize that you have a tendency to want to go back to feeling the tension. So you feel your body relax, and then it draws back up a little bit. That helps us notice and to feel what it's like to feel being braced against the outer world. When we're braced, which we do with our characters, that's our way of not allowing things to be as they are. But we don't know that that's what we're doing unless we feel that tension, that slightest bit of tension beginning to bring our bodies into our armor, I'll say. Breathe and expand. Have room in your body for possibilities, all the possibilities in the universe." So basically what that's saying is that when we brace ourselves, we are building a wall around us so that we're not, number one, we don't have room for the possibilities, but number two, they bounce off us. And so we don't get to experience all the possibilities that are coming our way. Okay, the next one, I'll know who it's from here in a minute, but "Learn to trust the body as it goes through the process of letting you know exactly what there is in this present moment." So that's another way of saying the same thing. If you feel yourself tensing in your body, then you have a way of knowing how you are receiving the present moment and whether or not you're open to it. I now remember this is Cheryl's. "And in the letting go and trusting, you hear wisdom's voice sharing with you, saying, 'Yes, this is next.'" I love this because when we do see ourselves letting go or feel ourselves letting go, then wisdom can speak to us in that moment. So that's important. I hope y'all are experiencing having some of these moments where you're actually hearing that voice saying to you, "No, that's not next. This is next." And you go, "Oh man, I'm in tune. Okay, the next one is from Lynn. And hers is pretend or visualize you can see all that is that's coming. Wait, I'm sorry, I messed that up. Pretend or see that all that is and that can be can flow right through you without resistance. The sentence actually is a little awkward because I'm saying that in the meditation, so it's easier for me to just say it to you, but to actually experience everything that's coming through you without resistance, even if you could just do that for just a moment. You'll find when your resistance becomes flowing energy instead of a wall, that another thing happens. That your ability to perceive keenly is heightened, and your intuition, or the voice of wisdom, amplifies and increases your spiritual senses. Okay, so the whole roundabout way of saying that is that it's asking you to visualize everything of equal value coming through you without resistance. And if you can accomplish that by using your imagination for a moment and letting that flow through you, that you're also gaining an awareness. You're strengthening your spiritual senses. So we just try that. We just experience, even if we could just do it for just a moment in that outer world. And just take that gem and see its beauty, that moment, and then place it back down. That's letting it flow through you without resistance. So the last line of this, I didn't want to miss this. So decisions aren't made behind the walls of resistance. If you are in one of your blocked moments and you're ruminating in your head, there's no decision that can come from that. And that meditation was all things of equal value, and that meant so much to me, because what it was saying is that those things that we are viewing as wrong, not good, ucky things, if they're in our present moment, they have equal value to the happy and the goodness, because they're there for us to experience and learn. All right, those were the lines. And of course, I was extraordinarily pleased that everybody sent their lines in. And the lines that were shared, I didn't write those down. But Kari was talking about the feeling of just in the meditation or whatever, the one she had picked, but the feeling of it just coming right through her head and out at like a fountain. And she was very expressive with that, and that's what I remember. I'm going to move on because I'm not going to be able to remember everybody's lines, because what we moved into with more strength at that time was how everybody experienced doing their homework. And again, Kari comes to mind with this, and that is that she felt like that she'd been doing this somewhat with herself for a long time. She's taking on to this so well. It's amazing how some new people just have been really old souls for in this life, and they just absorb this work so quickly. So hers was interesting, and it was fun to watch her share her work. And then Linda shared hers, and it was very meaningful to me that she was able to see when she listened or viewed her video, how much more in tune with her body and being real with herself she was in the second one, and that she was actually moved by it her own video, and the realization that she had become more real to herself and more honest and authentic with herself, which this is where we're headed with this, to become so in tune with ourselves that when you turn on that video and you start feeling and you start saying how you feel, that there's no barriers, there's no resistance, there's no wall. You're just being present. And the more we do that, the better we are at realizing when we're not being present in the outer world. Plus, the more keenly we become to being able to listen to wisdom. Jill mentioned she did hers also a couple of times, and she was very, very aware that she could tell how her voice had changed, and that she liked her voice. And that's another huge step, is when you drop the resistance, you are listening to our feeling, the vibrations in your throat as you speak, so that you are in tune with yourself when you speak. And then when you start doing your video and start your meditation, everything changes when you become present with yourself. I mentioned, let's see, did I get everybody? Yes, and then I mentioned that I wanted to bring up, because it had come to me that morning, about how everyone has their go-to problem. Even when things are okay, are better than okay in your life, your ego will go in search of your go-to problem. Now, if you've got something going on in your head that's your go-to problem, it'll go directly there. But my point of bringing that up was how good knowing what your go-to problem is when you go into self-talk. Because the hard questions there for you is, what am I doing with this problem? How am I utilizing it? What am I benefiting by going back to it? How is my problem benefiting me? If I can't let go of it, what am I going to do with it? Your choices are not that many. You either let go of it, you do something about it, or it disappears. And it can disappear without you even realizing that you've let go of it, or you're trying to let go of it, because it just dissipates. The energy of it just dissipates. But then the ego will find another go-to problem, and that's the routine. That's the cycle. And when you realize that it is a cycle, then you are back in charge and the master of your life. That's important. And I also mentioned that that's what this is about. This having you do these journeys through your meditations, like the homework. I want you, each of you, to become the masters of your spiritual world. And you are. But the tools are getting sharper as you go through your time with the meditations and your own video of them. This is so cool. Oh, you know what? I guess you just did the audio. We're working up to the video. And then, oh yes, and then Jill said that this time y'all are to come with your lines from your own meditations if you want to. If something strikes you as being something you'd like to share. I don't want you to go into the meditation and sensing the body, thinking you have to say something brilliant. So I'm not going to make that a have to. What I want you to do the most is actually let your body lead you to the next thing that you're going to experience. I know that y'all are using my template, and that's fine. You need to get yourself rolling, so to speak. So you put the crystals in your hands and you feel. But I also want you to take a moment. It's all right to have some quiet space and feel where your body wants to lead you. There you go. That's what we want to do. All right. This was long, so this is going to be on YouTube, and I will text everybody how to look at it. All right, I am so thrilled with everyone, and and we are coming to Dallas, either one of the last 3 Tuesdays in July. So we will be telling you which Tuesday, but if you have a preference, please text me. The last 3 Tuesdays in July, if you have a preference, because you're not able to come to the meditation, it'll be at Cheryl's house. Lynn and I are flying to Dallas. How cool is that? Okay, namaste to everyone. Thank you. Bye.